symposium, this could be for you as well. So let's get straight into it. We went to Munich this year. It was fantastic. Really great venue for Symposium and Masterclass, and you're about to find out why. So our first symposium was called the Powwow. Back in 2015, we went to Berlin, and we were hosted by Berlin on Bike. We had a small group, but it was a great kickoff. 2016, we went to London. We grew a bit. We had London Bicycle's 25th birthday party. It was a fantastic event. Then we went to Nice in 2017. It never rains in Nice, but we got rained on. But still, we did a bike tour. It was fun. Last year, we went to Budapest. Quite snowy and cold there, but we had a fantastic meeting there. And yeah, raised the bar again and prepared for a great 2018. And it was a great year for many of our operators with a big summer heat wave in Europe, which was good. And finally, 2019, we took ourselves to Munich and we had our biggest symposium ever, 60 people in attendance from 25 different cities. We held it at the Oktoberfest Museum, great venue and atmosphere for our meeting. And the reason that we do this is because we need to get to know each other better. You know, building networks, building communities, making friends. You know, bike tour operators, we're all in the same boat. We all have the same challenges. We all have the same issues. So talking to each other, it creates a great support network. We're building better bike tours by sharing our best ideas. And it's coming together that really enables that to happen properly. Each year we have new people that come and join us that haven't been before. This year we were very lucky to have a few companies from America and Canada come and join us, including Andrew from Urban Advent Tours in Boston. There's Andrew doing his presentation on his city. We always get first-time attendees to stand up and talk a bit about their city, so we get to know them and introduce themselves. We also had presentations from London, Mary Pedler in Thames Valley, Hamburg City Cycles, and Levertremont in Toulouse. These companies have been before, but they missed last year, and last year we introduced everybody, so they got the chance to talk a little bit about their companies as well. On the left there, that's Daniel Holder. Daniel was our host extraordinaire. That's me on the right. I met up with him at Oktoberfest last year to plan the meeting. So we had a few steins. We planned the whole symposium. A few hours later, it was all done. So it went really well. So Daniel did his own presentation on his company, Radius Tours. They've been active in Munich. They're one of Munich's biggest tour companies and working since the 80s, actually. So he did a presentation on his company and all about Radius Tours. So it was really fascinating to see their history and how they go about things. In the middle, that's Kat. That's me on the left, and Andrew from Urban Advent Tours on the right. Kat Pear from consultkatpear.com. She has her own consultancy for bicycle tour operators. She's based in the USA, but she works with companies all over the US and other parts of Europe as well. So she did a presentation for us talking about booking systems, APIs, and options. We started a great discussion about how we can best integrate with different providers and channels. Plus, Kat knows everything about bike tours, so we talked about a lot of different things. It was really great to have Kat at the conference and to learn so much from her. She was a really great addition to our lineup. I did a keynote speech. This is the first year I did a keynote. It was called The Brave New World of Resellers, Rates and Robots. If you want to watch that speech, it's on the Book Direct channel. You can find that channel link at cyclecities.tours/next. I'm not going to show you the speech now, just go to the speech to watch it. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Book Direct and the movement and what we're starting to do now with Cycle Cities and with Book Direct partnerships. This follows on from the speech. So I've been collecting feedback from within the Cycle Cities network and from other kind of companies in the tourism industry, like accommodation providers and other types of activity providers. And everyone's been saying, the biggest issue that I'm dealing with is resellers. Companies like Booking.com, companies like TripAdvisor, OTAs, online tour agents. And one of the biggest problems is they have a bigger and bigger influence over the way we run our companies because they have such a massive audience. So they're starting to dictate the terms. They're starting to tell us how to do things. They're starting to tell us what they are charging us in commission as opposed to asking us what we will pay in commission. And this is a massive issue. So I've started direct booking partnerships as a way of helping not just bike tour companies, but any company within the travel industry focus more on getting more direct bookings. We've got 3 main missions here. Number 1, we want to educate consumers on why they want to book direct and how they should book direct. Why would a consumer want to book direct? They might get a better deal if they book direct. They can support small businesses and stop sending their money to multinational companies. And that can help bring prices down because a lot of these resellers are responsible for price inflation, which is passed on to the customer. So we're going to educate the consumers how they should book direct. You can look on a reseller website, but you should always find a local company's website and book there. And that's done by using Google, finding them on Google Maps, and there's other ways as well. So we're going to spend a lot of time educating consumers on the why and how of book direct, as well as the business owners. A lot of business owners don't even know why they'd want to push direct bookings. I mean, apart from the fact that it costs money, I mean, a lot of operators just put their prices up to afford the commissions and enjoy the fact that they don't have to invest in marketing. But that's a really dangerous way to run your business. Because if you lose control of your customer channels, well, economics says you will be squeezed and you'll never really be able to grow a profitable business because these agents will always take a larger and larger slice of the pie as long as you rely on them. And the how to attract more direct bookings, very important. If you don't promote direct bookings, you will lose control of your sales function. And when you lose control of your sales function, you basically have a co-owner, you have a partner, and that's an external company. And if they have control, they will squeeze you. How to get people to book directly. Cheapest price here should be on your website. You should have great website content with all the options, all the filters. Google Ads can help you get more direct traffic. Keep your reviews in-house. Cross-promote with your network partners and use your confirmation and post-tour emails to get the message to your direct audience. Number 3, through direct booking partnerships, we are going to dive into a much bigger ocean. You know, it's not just bike tours we're talking about here. We're talking about accommodations. We're talking about other types of tours and activities. We're talking about the service industry as a whole because everyone's dealing with this issue. So we're going to learn a lot, particularly from the hotel industry, about how they are doing better with direct bookings. And we're going to show them what we're doing, and we're going to network, and we're going to join together in this campaign. And hopefully, if we join together, we're going to get a lot more synergy and momentum. So that was the keynote and the direct booking partnerships presentation. Then it was time for lunch, and we cracked the barrel. As Daniel there, he tapped the keg, and we started drinking in the afternoon. And we got some great Bavarian food and atmosphere on the Tuesday afternoon, and a chance to do some networking as well. After lunch, I did a presentation called Books Direct, which is a bit of a play on words. It's really nothing to do with booking or nothing to do with cycling, really. But this is a book that I reviewed for the benefit of business owners who are finding themselves constantly snowed under with things to do and not able to effectively delegate or prioritize. So I did a book summary on this book, The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, a brilliant, brilliant book. And then Anything You Want by Derek Sivers, which I've also read. A few ideas come from his book as well. I talked about the Pareto Principle. You know, the first 20% of your time will give you 80% of the results. You know, 20% of your products will give you 80% of your profits. So it talks about really prioritizing when you understand that principle. And also Parkinson's law, work will expand to fill the time that it's available for its completion. If you don't set deadlines, things stretch out. So set deadlines and stick to them. By employing these methods and effective delegation, you can really, really become productive and free yourself up to design the life that you really want to live. That's what this book's all about. So I'm going to do a full presentation on that book on the 1st of April at 4 p.m. It'll be live. And if you want to check that out, go to cyclecities.tours/next. It'll be on the Book Direct channel, and you'll find the link there. So come and check that out if you are interested in seeing the full presentation on the 4-hour work week. And if you're watching this video and it's after the 1st of April 2019, I'm sure that the presentation will be available in the future for you to watch at any time in the future. So go to the link anyway, and you should be able to find it there and watch it now. Shay from Fitz and Folwell in Montreal, it was his first time at Symposium, so he did a presentation on his company, and he tied it in with my presentation about the 4-hour work week, particularly the Pareto Principle, saying that you really should focus on the most important 20% of what you do, because that is responsible for 80% of your success. And he put that into real practical terms, because in Montreal at Fitz and Folwell, they had been doing bike tours, they had been doing food tours, they had been selling bicycles, they had been doing bike repairs, they had been doing retail stuff, different types of bikes and bike tours. There was so much on offer, and just the amount of tours that you could choose from, it was crazy. So he really consolidated his operation more recently and just focused on the bike tours and a core couple of tours, and that's been really beneficial for his business. So if you want to know more about that, contact me. I'll put you in touch with Shay and ask him. And there's lots of other operators in our network who've been through a similar kind of progression and story and experience. So you might learn a lot from them as well. On the other hand, there's some operators who have launched new products and they've gone very, very well, but just don't spread yourself too thin. That's the message that really came out of Shay's presentation. After Shay's presentation, I launched our new Tour of the Week campaign on Facebook. Every week, we pick a different city and we promote one of their tours. We ask all our partners to share that post on Facebook. We've been doing this for 4 weeks now. This is this week's Tour of the Week. It was Boston, which was posted just yesterday. And less than 24 hours, we've got 83 engagements, which is pretty good. Those are the kind of things that you don't really get unless you get a lot of shares. So we had 15 people share it in the first 24 hours, which was great. And that's happening every week, and every city in our network gets a turn. So Tour of the Week's going well. We're going to keep that going for sure. At the end of Symposium, we have a mystery hour. Basically, anyone can ask a question and anyone can answer it. So somebody might have a question about, safety or recruitment. How do you find the best tour guides? And then anyone in the room can answer it. And by this, we get the real benefit of the network. Everyone talking amongst each other and sharing their best practices and ideas and helping people who need ideas. So we always have that as an important part of Symposium, this big Q&A mystery hour. So that will keep going next year as well. After that, it was time for some fresh air. We did a walking tour of Munich, held by Radius Tours. It was really good to see the center of the city. We ended up at Donysel Restaurant, which is a traditional Bavarian restaurant, and we had our partner dinner, which was a brilliant event. We all streamed in, sat down, tapped another keg, and got served a 3-course Bavarian meal. It was a brilliant, brilliant night. Just lots of networking, hanging out. We had a live band. You must see on the left there, there's an accordion. We had some live music, and we were all dancing and singing, having a few drinks by the end of the night. Great way to get to know each other and enjoy our time and not be so serious in Munich. The food was fantastic. That's our dessert. That was like a strudel thing, really nice. Partner dinner is something that we'll have every year. And we all got steins, beer steins, Cycle Cities branded beer steins provided by Radius Tours. So that was a really good addition to our event. And, the keg was provided. We always like to provide some alcohol. That's why it's called a symposium. That's why we like to do things. It's good for networking, Second day, we all got up and we did a tour of Radius Tours premises. The tour guide looking person there, that is Adelina. She's not actually a tour guide, but she did guide her first tour when she gave us a tour of the Radius operations. So we went to see where people check in, their reception area, their customer-facing areas, where they marshal guests for bike tours, where the bikes are kept, plus their offices and everything. So it's really good for other operators in other cities to see where everything happens in Munich and how they organize such a large operation. They're actually based inside the Munich Hauptbahnhof. That is the central station, train station of Munich. They have a brilliant area. It's all undercover and there's so much space. So it's the perfect place to be starting bike tours from. So it's really fascinating to see that and to see the way they organize their tours, and they process such a large volume of people every morning. I mean, they do tours outside of Munich as well. So it's quite a big operation. So it was great for us to see that and learn from them. And then, of course, being a bicycle tourism conference, we went for a bike tour around Munich and the English Garden. Saw all the sights, had a great time, and ended up having a nice strudel. And that was provided by Radius Tours as well. It was a brilliant day. And yeah, ended the bike tour. We went to Masterclass. We decided to have a Masterclass because every year, the owners and the managers of these bike tour companies, we get together and we have a great time and we network and we get excited and, you know, we take great ideas back to our companies, but we felt a bit disconnected from the guides. You know, the tour guides are the powerhouse of what we do. They're everything. So we thought, let's bring the guides along. Let's get them, you know, interacting with us and presenting their own presentations so that we can learn from them. And that we can take the best tour guide practices to all four corners of the globe through our network. So we had a great lineup. We had practical guiding with Jake and Verena from Radius Tours. We had great presentations by Maria's Bike Tour and Lisbon Bike Tour about product design and customer engagement, photography and social tips, which was Sasha from Berlin on Bike. He's a social media expert, so he told us all the best way to engage people with Facebook, Instagram. And then Dimos from Athens on Bike, he talked about safety, incident response, and make sure you're leading with authority. And then Verena and I closed up the presentation talking about how to offer great recommendations and, you know, future things for your guests to do in your city. One of the highlights of Masterclass was Maria's Bike Tours and them taking us all upstairs to the courtyard of the hotel and showing us how they engaged their audience. So we all pretended that we were guests on the Maria's Bike Tour in Salzburg, even though we're in Munich and even though we're all like tour companies ourselves. And we were singing and we were dancing, and I'll show you a quick clip here of how it all went. I'll just skip this along a bit. Excuse me just a moment. No.
Right? And the melodic ones are a very important part of the sound of music.
So that gives you an idea of what we did with Salzburg Maria's Bike Tours. It was fantastic. We had a fantastic time with them. We got singing the sound of music and everything as well. So it was really good practical demonstrations. And then after our masterclass, it was Daniel, our host's birthday, coincidentally. So we had a big after party. This is something we do every year anyway, but being Daniel's birthday, you know, we went all out this year. We got a cake for him, and we had plenty of beer, and lots of people turned up, and we had a nice edible Cycle Cities logo as well. So yeah, that was a great night. Our closing night's always a lot of fun. So it's a couple of days just surrounded by great people. We're a friendly bunch. We're all good friends now. We've been doing this for years, but new people are always welcome in our club. You know, it's all about bike tours. So if you're into bike tours, if you're a bike tour operator, then contact me. Come and join us. You know, join the community. We're a great bunch of people. On the left there, that's Peter from Colonia Active in Cologne. Then we've got Kay from Malaga Bike Tours. And then on the right, that's Anthony from Cambridge Bike Tours. All lovely people, part of our network. That's Jos on the left from Quasimodo in Bruges. We've got Sasha from Berlin on bike, Lars from Hamburg City Cycles, and of course me after a few drinks. And then this is Rupert from Fraulein Maria's in Salzburg. He's made these cool shirts which showcase the network. So cycling around Salzburg, that's promoting all our partners. It's really, really good to see each individual partner do their part to promote the network. The more that we do, the more we get out of it. So that was it. Our Symposium and Masterclass 2019, a huge success. Big thank you to Daniel and Radius Tours for hosting us and putting on such a great show. If you want the slides from the presentations, there's over 100 slides and there's a lot of detail about what we talked about. Email me, steve@cyclecities.tours. Only if you are a Cycle Cities partner, because we can't give the slides to everybody because some of the things that we talk about are secret. We're a close-knit group, so we don't share too much outside our network. So you've been given a very broad overview. But in order to really experience the benefits, talking about strategy and a lot of industry stuff, join the network. And then you'll be able to come to the next symposium and see what I mean. But if you are a partner and you want the slides, email me, steve@cyclecities.tours, and I will send them to you. Symposium 2020 is going to be huge. I can't wait for it. It's going to be held in the city of, not telling you just yet, it will be announced soon. And we go to a different European city every year. It might be in Europe, it might be in America, it might be anywhere. So stay tuned to find out where our next symposium is going to be held. And of course, subscribe to the Book Direct channel and be notified of the next live video. I'm going to be doing the presentation of the 4-hour work week on the Book Direct channel. And if you want the link to the Book Direct channel, you can go to cyclecities.tours/next, and you can go there, and then you'll be able to see, you'll be able to set a reminder to watch that presentation on the 1st of April, or if it's after the 1st of April, you can go there and it will be available for you to watch at any time. Please subscribe to the Book Direct channel to get more information about booking directly, and support for businesses about how they can attract more direct bookings. That is really, really important. Listen, I hope you've had a great experience watching this video and a great kind of overview of what we do at Symposium. And if you're a partner who missed it, I hope that you're regretting that you missed it. It was so great. And we look forward to seeing you next year. It's going to be brilliant. And yeah, really hope to see a fantastic crowd. I know that there'll be a lot of people at Symposium 2020. So thanks for watching, and catch you all later. Bye-bye.